So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kirubin Pillay. I'm a biomedical engineer, and I'm currently working on developing the world's first natural eye control wheelchair. Now, there are about 150,000 people in the UK with severe spinal cord injuries, and this includes both neuron disease and long-term syndrome. And these people therefore have no physical control of the motor functions on their body, except for, crucially, the eyes. They can still control this. And therefore, this has prompted many people to develop eye trackers, whereby they can view how their eyes move and predict where you're looking on the screen. And this means that many disabled people can now control computers and even string together sentences for speech by just using their eyes. Now, one of the most important devices for people to use are wheelchairs.
A couple of questions. Thanks for your pitch. I'm doing some research following your video. Very interesting. I noticed that Microsoft has released something very similar in June last year. How does your platform differ?
So, Microsoft systems are apparently screen-based, but they're not really using 3D gaze estimations, and therefore what the person is restricted to doing is just basically looking still left, right, up and down to control the system, which they haven't really explained. So it's sort of like putting a zone system in like where you're looking. So it's still very unnatural, so you're still sort of looking like this, essentially. And what we've done is we've incorporated 3D gaze estimation, where you simply just look where you want to go, and the system knows both in X, Y, and Z where you're looking. So it's literally as if you're just focusing on the point you want to go to, and you go there. So it's much more expansive and much more naturally intuitive to use.
Thank you. One follow-up question, if you don't mind. How are you differentiating between a look of intent and a passive glance?
Yes, so this is a classic question. Now, this is what's called the Midas touch problem, because if you can Midas, you touch anything and turn to gold. This is something that people are working on across all eye tracking devices. And because it hasn't been solved yet, what we did with this system, what we put in a sort of inbuilt latency, whereby when you move, the wheelchair will slowly build up towards what you want to do. So it starts off slow and moves. It's quite a smooth transition, and what that allows is the person a little bit of intuition if they think the wheelchair is about to swerve off. In addition, we've also put in some code whereby it doesn't respond to very sharp glances like this, more natural motion. So we've tried to remove that potential problem.
Great, thank you.
You say it can get you from A to B, but what happens if you get some pedestrian, I'll call them, step out in front of you suddenly? If you're only using your eyes, how is it easy to stop?
It is, because actually when the user uses the device, the very top, the roof of their eyes when you're moving has not been programmed to anything and isn't picked up by the tracker. And therefore, if you suddenly notice someone moving and you just suddenly swerve to your extremities, the system will just switch off because it's no longer able to see your eyes. So that's been put in as well. And incidentally, based on that question, you've also done a similar thing with the roof or the base of your eyes to actually incorporate potential backwards motion, very, very slow backwards motion, but just to allow that little bit extra control in the wheelchair as well.
Okay, I think that's everything from us, Kirubin. Thanks very much for joining us. And
Great.
as I said, we will be announcing, we will be calling both the winner and runner-up later on. So please stay on the line.
And what were our thoughts on that one? Yeah, I've got to say, in the game, this is my favourite.
You're presumably also building something that would talk to somebody if it broke down, that sends a signal to the carer or to somebody
cars do that these days.
You know where you're located from your mobile phone, so on.
You'd be concerned, your head would be like pick it up then, and with this thing would stop and start and stop and start. Every time someone crossed your path.
That was more the next one now.
You know,
about the stopping.
could you go outside with it? Or could you go into a shop with it?
You said it had latency, which means it wouldn't immediately react to a movement. It would delay.
Yeah, but even so, I mean, the user itself, if you are paralysed from the neck down, you are sensitive, and you must be on edge every time you go outside your house.
In normal circumstances, it makes driving it much easier, and you can do other things with your hands. And it's probably more reliable than a electromechanical control like that, if it's refined. You're getting into the realms of total control by electronics at that stage. So I think, as I said to them, I would like to see it developed into not necessarily just a dual channel thing, but two separate boxes, such that if one fails, it tells you, you can whip it out, bung a new one in, but in the meantime you're drivable with the second one.
The only issue I've got, and I still have it following his feedback, is the Microsoft product is remarkably similar. Right, it really is.
Did you think so?
The only thing he's referred to is 3D. I've researched it beforehand, and Microsoft also have that capability. So it's a brilliant product, and I thought you answered it really well. And if his algorithm is the way he described it, and it genuinely is picking up on that natural language, then yes, he's got a unique selling point, definitely. But this big Microsoft factor, and that's the only reason I don't give it a 5, is the competition element. But really good, I think.
No, I thought that was first class. I thought he was very articulate, very lucid on screen, and I think he will do well with that.
Well, we've picked a winner. We've just announced it here, but I'm happy to announce the winner is, in fact, you. Congratulations, Kirubin.
Oh, thank you very much. Love it.
Yeah. No, it was really great presentation, and everyone agreed that the idea is absolutely terrific. So congratulations.